All right, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to the vault. This is where we talk about it all. If you wasn't ready, y'all better get ready. Fasten your seatbelts because it's showtime, baby.
Dennis, before we start, I want to say thank you always to the Rise Up family and also to the OnPoint Network for getting this opportunity. But also, I want to say thank you to everybody that watches every week, that watches and shares the show and all of that. Because last week we hit 3K views, and it's been 2K views for the last couple of weeks also. So I really do appreciate you guys. I know Dennis does too. Thank you guys for your much needed support. It's beautiful. We got a jam packed NBA show for you guys. As always, you have to do it here. And then you got my boy Dennis, Ignorant Thinking Podcast. Dennis, how was your weekend, man? Before we get started,
My weekend was great.
that's all that matters, then, man. I'm off work. It's a beautiful day. I just got done playing basketball. I lost every game, but hey, I got done playing. But let's get it started, man. As you know, NBA is about to get ready to start up. It's exciting. Everyone knows that's exciting to me. So let me ask you, what team do you think will make a playoff push this year? We have 8 games remaining in the season, before they start the playoffs. What team do you feel like will make this playoff push?
I think Portland's gonna make a big push on this playoff push.
I saw your post yesterday. You said, will Melo win a ring?
hmm you notice. Listen, he get his ball names in the summertime, and I'm just saying.
He do.
He used to be USA Mello. He went to Hoodie Mello. Year before that, he was Beanie Mello. Now he's Skinny Mello. I'm just saying.
I mean, I feel you. I just against the Clippers, because they're going to end up playing the Clippers or the Lakers. I don't see it happening.
And with the Charles, did you see what Charles Barkley said?
What did Charles say?
And I know nobody listens to Charles Barkley, but Charles.
Oh, I love Charles. I think he's smart. I think Charles is a smart person.
Charles he said something. Said, if the Portland Trailblazers played the Lakers in the first round, the Lakers lost.
Yeah, but Charles is a LeBron hater, though.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to agree with him because once they lost Rondo, who they got that's gonna check Dame Lillard?
They don't got to worry about chasing. Who they got that's gonna guard LeBron on that team?
No. Dame Lillard is the problem. Dame Lillard has spoiled a lot of people.
He is a problem. I know he is a problem, but who's gonna chase LeBron? Like Dennis.
Checking LeBron can score 40 points and they won't win.
Who's checking Anthony Davis?
I ain't worried about no damn Anthony Davis.
What?
Ain't nobody care about no Anthony Davis. Listen, you can let him listen. You know what?
You just said ain't nobody worried about Anthony Davis?
Hope Portland and the Lakers play first round just to prove your point of how soft Anthony Davis is.
Okay, look, I agree with you 100% that Anthony Davis is the softest big man.
Soft as cotton candy.
But don't get me wrong here. He did win his team he got his team to the second round last year. It was on his back. So I'm not gonna say he's just Charmin soft and he's not doing anything. Let's not get that. Don't get me wrong here. But they're not beating the Lakers. That's just not happening. I'm sorry, but that ain't happening.
I'm gonna have to agree with Sir Charles on this one.
Who do you feel? So you said the Trailblazers. Who else?
The Blazers, and I want to see Memphis in there.
Memphis. I think Memphis is already in that 8th spot right now, if I'm not mistaken, or 7th spot. One of the two. So I think they are going to get in, but I think they're going to get washed by the Clippers though, because that's who they're going to end up playing. But it will be fun watching them play. I think the only team that can make a playoff push is the Pelicans and possibly the Trailblazers. But the Pelicans or the Trailblazers, the only 2 teams I see making that playoff push. In the East, I think it's closed up already. There's only 9 teams that's playing in the East right now. The Wizards, they're playing for fun, to be honest with you. Hey, this is.
Unless John Wall was to come back, it'd be nice.
I just don't know how he's going to play, though, coming right off an injury, though, I'm happy to see him play. Don't get me wrong. I think John Wall is a great player, and I think he's been disrespected since he's been injured for 2 years now. And I think when he comes back and he's ready to play, it's going to be ugly for some people. I think John Wall is going to be ready. But I wouldn't rush it back, though. It's no use. There's nothing you can do right now. It's no use. You're not going to make it any further than the first round, possibly. Even if you do beat the Bucks.
Donovan said Portland will be close, but no cigar against the Lakers. Dame does scare me though. He's a Laker killer. Tell you
He's
that.
an everything killer. He's a Russell Westbrook killer.
Yeah.
So while we're on this topic, I want to talk about the playoffs because we. So who do you have like actually getting in the first round as far as such? You know, you have those set teams. Who do you have grabbing the A spot?
Portland. I told you that already. I don't
So
know
you
about
got,
the East. I think that it stays the way it is. I don't think the Wizards make it.
all right. So, and I'll tell you the teams right now. These you got the Bucks 1, 2 Raptors, 3 Celtics, 4 Heat, 5 Pacers, Sixers is 6, 7 is Nets, 8 is the Magic. That's for the Eastern, and then the West is Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, 4 is Jazz, 5 is Thunder, 6 is Rockets. The Mavericks is 7. So you have the Grizzlies falling out, and the Blazers getting that spot.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just say this matchup just stays the same. We're just going through the playoffs. We're going through the motion in the Western Conference. So in the first round, you had the Lakers versus the Grizzlies. Versus the Blazers, and you had the Blazers beating the Lakers.
Yeah.
Okay, in the first round, you would have the Clippers versus the Mavericks. Who you have winning that one?
Clippers win that one, but
Okay,
it's gonna be a good ass series.
it would. That would be a good one. So in the first round, you have the Nuggets versus the Rockets. Who you got that one?
I'm going with the Nuggets.
I'm going with the Rockets on this one. I think James Harden, as long as they're healthy, they're coming off of Corona. So let me make sure I put that on there. As long as they're healthy, I think the way Russell Westbrook was playing, if he can keep that high level up, the way he was playing, where he was averaging literally a whole month, where he's averaging 35 points a game, and he was back to his looking like his MVP self, and him and James Harden finally looked like they were clicking. That's a scary matchup, and I'll be scared for anybody. They're gonna have a problem with Joker down there though, because they don't have a big man. But hey, that's when you hit him in that pick and roll, because we all know that Joker don't play defense. Like, that's as simple as that.
Now I have to agree with you on that one, but see, that's where I thought that Denver had the advantage because they had the dominant big man, and not to mention he could see the floor.
Oh, he's great. He's great. His eyes, boy, he can see the floor. But I just think it's gonna come to a problem when they start picking and rolling, and they put him in that pick and roll game, and they're gonna tire the boy out, and it's gonna look ugly after a while, because they ain't gonna have nobody. There's truly nobody on that court that can guard James Harden or Russell Westbrook. So that's the only reason why I'm saying. I think I got the Rockets in 6 on that one. Then you will have the matchup of the Jazz versus the Thunder. Who do you have on that one?
Jazz, Thunder. Jazz supposed to win that, but you know what? The way Chris Paul been balling lately, I wouldn't be surprised if they steal it.
I can see that. I can see that one. I'm gonna go with the Thunder on this one. I just don't. I have faith in Donovan Mitchell, but not enough faith that I think he's gonna beat this Thunder team. That's for sure. But I do think it's going to be a good series. I think all those Western Conference series right there are going to be close, contested, and good. I think the Eastern Conference is a different story. So the first one, you got the Bucks versus the Magic. I think the Bucks sweep them in 4.
Yeah.
You got the Raptors versus the Nets. Kevin Durant's not playing. Kyrie's not playing. This is a sweep.
Sweet. Let's go.
You got the Celtics versus the Sixers. That's a good one. Now, this is the good one. That's the one that I'm interested in.
That's the one, but I think the Sixers move up.
You said you don't got the Sixers winning?
I got the Sixers moving up. I don't see them being in the 6th spot. I see them going to the 4th or 5th spot.
It's possible. It's definitely possible. I don't need to go to the 4th and 5th spot because I told you already that y'all got Mr. Out of Shape over there. And I think that's going to hinder him. And is Ben Simmons going to be healthy? Is he ready to play?
Not only has he been healthy and ready to play, he has been shooting more threes since we've been in this bubble than he has done all season during practice.
Is he actually going to shoot him in the game? Is the real question.
That's all I said. I can't answer that.
I was about to say, because if he
happy birthday, Ben Simmons. Let me say that. Happy birthday, Ben Simmons.
Oh, happy birthday, Ben Simmons, man.
Maybe he got a year older. He started thinking a little bit wiser.
I'm about to say, because if he actually ain't going to start shooting threes, then, it don't matter if you're practicing them. You can practice them all you want. I practice threes, but I can't shoot. I'm a defensive player. But hey,
Oh, okay.
here's what it is, right? Next matchup. So you said they'll move up. Let's just say right now it's the Celtics Sixers. Though, who you got?
It's the Sixers. You know who I got.
Of course, I know you have. You got the Heat versus the Pacers. I got the Heat.
Yeah, I don't think the Pacers was prepared for this.
I don't think Victor Oladipo is ready enough for them to be like
Right.
in
Like first
contention.
he said he wasn't coming. Now he said he coming. Like
So I just think that truly and honestly that these guys aren't going to be ready. Um, I think it's going to hit her. It's just not. They're just not ready yet, but they will. I mean, like, so I think that's going to be the Heat all the way on that one. Okay, we're going back to the West real quick because we're going to finish it. The Lakers with a well, you said the Trailblazers. Jesus, we'll finish it next week. Let's do that. Each week we'll go through until the season starts. I don't see how you got the Trailblazers. You are tripping, man.
me and Sir Charles Barkley.
I mean, boy, I don't know if you want whatever you and Sir Charles Barkley been smoking on. I don't know. I don't want none of that.
You already know who my sleeper team is. So let me ask you who's yours.
My sleeper team to go. Let's say my sleeper team to get into the playoffs is the Pelicans. My sleeper team to get to the finals are the Rockets. They're on this list.
Okay. My sleeper team to get to the finals is the Sixers. And my sleeper team to get in the playoffs is Portland.
Of course they are. Of course Portland is. He said Donovan said Dennis being a homer. So pretender. Who your pretender?
My pretender team on here, I might have to say that is the Indiana Pacers.
I think the pretender team. I got two. I got the Pacers and I got the Nuggets. I
Oh,
think the Nuggets are big pretenders this year.
wow.
Like big pretenders. I think they're out of their league right now. I'm be honest with you. I think that you have the Clippers and you have the Lakers. They're gonna end up getting past the first round, possibly if they don't beat the Rockets, because I think they're gonna lose to the Rockets. But they're gonna get past again the Rockets. If they do, they're gonna end up playing and they're gonna get to either the Clippers or the Lakers. And I think they're gonna get swept. Like when I mean I think they're gonna swept, I think they're gonna get swept. Like it's not gonna be a close game. It's not gonna be fun for them. It's gonna be ugly. Like I think they're very much pretenders. Like very much. Guys, in the comments, make sure you tell me who the pretenders are. I see a couple. I'm gonna read some of them off. Somebody said the Rockets. I don't know if you meant the Rockets was a sleeper or a pretender. Screw which one was it? Let me know. We'll figure out. We're gonna move on. So 5 dream playoff matches, and this is from 2 different websites from it. Um, Everybody knows the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Clippers is a dream playoff matchup, and we're just gonna go down and tell who would win that series if it was. Who would you think? Who would you have winning that series?
I think I got the Lakers on that one.
Lakers. Ooh, I got the Clippers. I just think they have better talent this year, and also it's just I don't have faith. I do have faith against Anthony Davis against certain people, but sometimes I don't.
It's crazy because on the next one on the left, I got Boston.
Versus the Clippers,
I got Boston, man. I love me some Jason Tatum, but I just
I
can't.
know you do. I know you love these. I got the Clippers on this one too. I just don't. I keep trying to tell you. I just don't think Jason Tatum is star ready yet. And you're gonna
I,
swear up and down that he is.
I think Jason Tatum is more ready than Paul George right now for the
Uh,
moment, for this playoff moment. Like Paul
uh,
George used to be playoff P.
Paul George has never been playoff P except for 1 year.
He was playoff
Um,
P before he hurt his leg.
he was playoff P for 1 year in total. So, but I mean, I guess that's considered playoff P if you get 1 year. But I mean, I've never considered Paul George playoff P. Paul George has just always been Paul George. It's
I,
just as
I
simple as
think
that.
Jason Tatum is the. I think Jason Tatum is the Grant Hill of our era, of this era. It's not my era, of this era.
Uh, I think you're pushing a little. Be honest with you, yeah.
Okay.
I
Without the
think,
injuries.
yeah, I know what you meant. Don't worry. I knew you wasn't talking about with injuries. That's for sure. Um, I, I'm a fan of Jason Tatum, but I just think sometimes you're pushing it a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much. I think Tatum is good, but I don't think he's superstar ready yet. I just don't think that's the case yet. I think if you give him 2 years, because you got to remember, Tatum is still inconsistent at times. It's because he's younger, though. You give him another year or so, then I think he's ready. I got the Clippers winning this matchup. I just don't think they have anything to stop Kawhi. Paul George might lack at times, for sure, but it'll be a good matchup. It's going to Game 7 for sure. Let's be clear. It's going to Game 7 just like that matchup above. So you got
Okay.
the Rockets Jazz. I don't really think it's a dream playoff matchup for me,
I
but
didn't either.
we'll still go over. Who do you have winning on this one?
Uh, this is gonna be the Rockets.
I got the Rockets on this one for sure too. I never thought this was really a dream like playoff matchup though. Like that's not one thing that I'm like, oh, I really want to see this. Like I
Right.
definitely want to see this.
Like
I can
Michael Conley isn't that guy for me to be this dream matchup. Like if they had another point guard, then it'd be different.
um I don't think it has anything to do. Well, Michael Conley hasn't been good this year, that's for sure. He's been very lackluster. But I think this deals more to the fact that once again, I just don't think anyone's going to stop if Russell and James Harden is playing that tandem right there. I think Rudy Gobert gets a little bit in trouble in that game also too because he's going to pick and roll. I mean, don't get me wrong, Rudy Gobert is a defensive player of the year, and he can guard outside. But you can tire out a big man. You can tire out any big man. You can tire out any player in general. Just the game and style they're going to play, I just don't think the Jazz they don't have anything to combat that. Heat Sixers. This will be a fun one because I do like seeing the Heat and Sixers play. It was always fun when Hassan Whiteside and Embiid played, even though Embiid would crush Whiteside every single time, but it was always fun. So who do you have for this one? Don't even say the Sixers.
I, you got the Heat, so I'm trying to figure out. This is your team, so
You're right. I was gonna say the Heat. You're right. I was definitely gonna say the Heat. It's nothing even for me to say like, no, I wasn't gonna say the Heat. No, I was gonna say the Heat. Of course we're gonna win. Of course we're gonna win, man. Y'all don't have the firepower to stop us. We hitting on all cylinders too. We getting the dub on this one. That's for sure. Celtics versus the Mavericks is not a dream matchup, but hey.
No, that's actually a pretty good matchup there.
You think?
Yeah.
Why so? Explain.
To me, I think that game gonna come down to Kristaps Porzingis because you got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, man. They playing at a high level. Them two. Kemba Walker is kind of the guy that can't really find his rhythm. Yet he had in the beginning of the season, but now he's struggling. To put buckets up. So that's actually a pretty good matchup.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of that matchup
and
right there.
Now, but like the one I'm nervous about is Tim Hardaway. Like he don't know his identity all the way either. So
I think
what is it like? He knows his identity. He ain't putting the points up to his identity.
But he's always been like that for his whole career, though, too. Sadly. One of the matchups that I do like over there is that Rockets Thunder matchup, only because both of them used to play for that team. So I think that'll be a fun matchup to watch, though. I still would have the Rockets winning. And no, I'm not being a homer.
The Bucks.
I'm not even. You said which one?
I like the Bucks and the Raptors and the Bucks and
That was a good matchup, and that's what I was gonna get to next. Bucks and the Raptors. Who you got winning?
Bucks and the Raptors. I don't think
I got the Raptors. I got the Raptors winning.
You got that much faith in us? See, that's the thing. The playoff Raptors ain't the regular season Raptors. So
it's
that means Siakam and the rest of them boys got to lift them past because we all know Kyle Lowry take games off. And shout out to Kyle Lowry from Philly, but he take games off.
But here's the thing with this. With the reason why I have the Raptors, the one way that you have to beat the Bucks is you have to have length. And that's the reason why they won last year. It's because they had length. You got to have the size to compete with Giannis in the Bucks. They still have that size. Yes, it's minus Kawhi. It's definitely minus Kawhi, and we all know the beast of Kawhi. We all know what he does. I still think Pascal Siakam has came into his own, and I think Kyle Lowry will step up this season. And Fred VanVleet's been playing good also. You have to get a little bit out of Marcus Gasol, but I truly don't trust Chris Middleton that much, and that's their second player. That's their second player at the end of the day. I don't trust Chris Middleton. I'm definitely going with the Raptors on this
one. Okay, all right. So what about when the Bucks play the Celtics?
So now this is different. Like I said, the key component is you have to have length. They don't have length, so I think it's going to be more tightly contested. But I think the Celtics just have a better supporting cast around each other that I think Boston would actually win this against the Bucks still.
Okay.
All right. So, do you think Steph Curry, basically the same, do you think Steph Curry would have been good in the 90s if he would have played?
Yes.
What's up?
I think he'd have been real good in the 90s. Shooting threes like that, he would have did real good. And he had a nice handle, so he would have got past the hand checking, shot the three, he'd have been real good.
So do you think LeBron would have been good?
Yeah, LeBron would have been good. Do I think that they both would have been great? No. I think they would have been good though. You got to remember, Steve Kerr was a starting shooting guard in the 90s for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
So you don't think LeBron would have been great in the 90s?
I'm not going to say. It all depends on where he would have went.
I think LeBron would have been great in the 90s. I think Steph would have been good. I think they both were all-stars, though. That's for sure.
Right.
I
agree with that.
I think they both were getting that all-star nod. That is for sure. What about Kevin Durant? You think it would have been good?
Yeah, Kevin Durant most definitely.
Donovan, I'm gonna read some of these comments real quick. Donovan said, "I'm just happy the bubble is working. No players inside the bubble tested positive for the coronavirus. That is very true. I'm excited about that. The Clippers are cursed." He said, "I agree with Dennis. Paul George is a little." I'm not reading the rest of that. Dennis Holmes, you're just comparing Tatum Hill because he's light skinned. I think that is the case.
No, they both went to Duke too. They both play small forward position, and Jason Tatum takes over. Listen, Jason Tatum. If I'm Jason Tatum, I'm leaving Boston. I'm going to go get my own team with just one other player with me.
Why would you leave Boston? Like, you have the perfect setup there.
I don't think he got the perfect setup in Boston. I think he's just cool to fit in Boston. I don't think it's perfect.
You have so much faith in Jason Tatum, and it's like
I think Jason Tatum will be a top 5 player in the NBA.
It's confusing me how much you think, how much faith you have in this guy. Like it really is. Like, I'm confused at how much faith you have in this guy because I haven't seen anything that makes me feel like he's going to be a top 5 player. Top 10, maybe. Top 10, maybe. Top 20, maybe.
As a matter of fact, you're going to see it in this playoff series.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Like, I highly doubt it. James said Rockets in 6. He said Donovan said realistically he has been the only team that has given the Bucks trouble. It's very true. Donovan said in reality it's kind of a crap shot. It's like a whole new season because of the amount of time off. Marcus said he would have got beat up too little. He's talking about Steph. Yeah, he would have been a spot-up 3-point shooter. Possibly. Kevin Durant would have been the KG of this era. Of that era. Possibly, too. I can see that. He would have been better, though. He'd have been better, Marcus. We have to make sure he say that.
Here we go. We go to BS.
He would have been better. Because, when you got a 7-footer that can shoot threes, mid-range drive, post up,
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all smell that? I smell BS.
That's a problem there.
I smell BS. Is that you, John?
Read this list. If you're looking at this list, anybody would change. Who you think isn't the best player on each team? It says Giannis Alphabet. That's actually funny. I didn't notice that until I looked at it. Um, I think the only thing that I would change on this list is that the fact of the matter comes down to Bradley Beal is not the best player on that team. John
What?
Wall still is.
John Wall ain't playing in a while. That's ridiculous.
John Wall is John Wall is the best player on that team. You're not gonna sit here and say that he isn't. Come on, man.
I'm taking Rudy Gobert off and I'm putting on Spider Mitchell.
Spider, you putting Spider on there? I agree with that. DeMar DeRozan over LaMarcus Aldridge. Yeah, I'll keep that there. Um, I think
LaMarcus
that's
who?
real.
Who you said LaMarcus who?
I said DeMar DeRozan over LaMarcus Aldridge. I said I'll
LaMarcus
keep
Aldridge is
that.
still in the league?
Why do you keep playing my boy? Like you got some hate against him.
I do because he ain't showed up.
What do you mean he hasn't showed up? He hasn't had a chance to show up.
Oh man, he ain't showed up.
What kind of chances he had to show up? You got to explain to me.
He ain't
Where is he?
showed up, man. It was the time of the playoffs. He was supposed to show up. He ain't show up.
What do you mean right now? When did he tell me when did he had a chance to show up?
I think it was it 2 years ago that was in the playoffs?
Who, the Spurs?
Yeah.
So you fought him because he didn't show up against his what?
I'm faulting him because in the playoffs, if you don't show up and you getting paid all that money, then who are you?
Dennis. We talking about people that didn't show up. It's a lot of people on this didn't show up.
And I'm telling you, a lot of those people need to be called out. Marcus Aldridge is one of them.
Okay, all right. So if that's the case, right? Since we're saying that, then let's call out Giannis too, right?
We calling out Giannis for one series.
I mean, he didn't show up, right?
He didn't show up for the 4 out of the 6 games.
That's a lot of games, especially when you
played a different defense on him.
I mean, that's a lot of games when you don't show up, right?
Really saying he didn't show up. LaMarcus Aldridge didn't show up the whole playoff series.
I don't agree with that.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, they had to switch the game up so he couldn't take over.
Of course, you got to switch the game up against Giannis. All he does is drive. He has no shot.
They switched their defense up so he couldn't take the game over. And his supporting cast, what's the boy name?
Who?
Number 22. I didn't show up. It's the one who didn't show up.
You talking Middleton?
Yeah, no. His name ain't Middleton. His name is I didn't show up.
Oh, Jesus. Anybody else would you change on this list? Anybody else? I'm putting Ben Simmons over Joel Embiid. That's y'all best player.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I think it should be half and half.
It should be, but I'm putting Ben Simmons there. That's just a homer pick because I like Ben Simmons more, though. But I do think he's better. Other than that, I'm not changing anything, though. I'm just making those 2 changes.
Yeah, I'm good.
We can skip this one. Who's had the best draft this class? I mean, who's had the best draft class this decade? So Donovan said, Dennis Holmes, your assessment on AD is soft. I mean, your assessment of LaMarcus Aldridge is spot on. You think AD is soft? LaMarcus Aldridge defines the word soft.
Yeah.
They're both soft. A lot of big men are soft nowadays, though. Let's be honest here. We know this. We all know this. Who had the best draft class of this decade? Trying to think.
I don't know.
So, I was gonna say this Trae Young draft class is good. I'm trying to think.
I agree with that, but I think this one that just passed was good.
Which one are you talking about? The 2020 with
I'm talking
RJ Barrett?
I'm talking about Zion, yeah, RJ Barrett.
I think that draft class is okay. I mean, I think it's too early for me to say, yeah, that draft class was definitely great. Or it's got to be good. Don't get me wrong, though. Let's go. I mean, here's the reason why I'm saying 2018, because that's the 2018 draft class. You got Luka Doncic. You got Trae Young. That's your heavy hitters in the draft class. I think DeAndre Ayton will be an all-star next year, and I think Marvin Bagley will be on his way to an all-star next year if he stays healthy. Jaren Jackson has proved himself that he can shoot, and he is a baller to an extent. And then you got Colin Sexton, who really doesn't know what he's doing out there at times, but he's decent. And then you can't forget Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I think this draft class was pretty good. But like I said, you got Luka and you got Trae Young though, and that's the heavy hitters in that.
All
You
right,
gotta
so
always
wait. The year that Jason Tatum got drafted, right?
2017.
All right. The Sixers took Markelle Fultz. The Lakers took Lonzo.
Lonzo.
Boston
Then
took
Jason Tatum. Yep.
Who was after that?
Josh Jackson was after that. De'Aaron Fox went after that. Jonathan Isaac. Honestly, truly, the best players out of that draft class is Donovan Mitchell, Bam Adebayo, and then Jason. And then De'Aaron Fox. Let me not disrespect De'Aaron Fox like he is.
Tatum. That's 4.
Yeah, but let's be.
Here we go. Here go the hate.
It's no hate. It's no hate.
Oh no, you forgot Kyle Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma ain't good. You talking about ain't nobody care? Ain't nobody care about Kyle Kuzma.
Kyle Kuzma's
trash.
Kyle Kuzma ain't on the Lakers, he's a baller anywhere else.
Stop it. The
Lakers sprung his rookie season, and then they clinching his growth right now.
Man, he's clinching his own growth.
Well, maybe with the dyed hair, you might be right, but
like the boy's not good. Like, let's be honest here, he's overrated.
I think Kyle Kuzma's good.
You know, here's another draft class: Mr. Karl-Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, Kristaps Porzingis, and Devin Booker. The 2016 draft class. That's another one.
Somebody else came out of that draft too.
Huh?
Who did the Sixers get in that draft?
Jaleel.
Oh, we got Jaleel. No, we had 2 first-round picks. Y'all
had Jaleel, and y'all had who else did y'all pick that draft class?
Because we was tanking back then.
Oh, y'all were very much shaking. But I'm trying to think who y'all got. You sure that might have been the one y'all only drafted one person though?
It might have been.
Because I think the year before that y'all drafted 2, if I'm not mistaken. One of these years y'all got Nerlens Noel, which I didn't understand why y'all got that guy today.
We got Nerlens Noel. We traded we traded Drew Holiday for Nerlens Noel.
That might have been one of y'all biggest mistakes that y'all made too.
And we drafted Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah, I remember that. Michael Carter Williams won the Rookie of the Year, and then he fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah, something about his injury history or something.
I'm going with 2017 though. 2016. Are you going with your 2017 class with Jason Tatum?
Yeah, I'm going with Jason Tatum class.
All right. Start 1, bench 1, cut 1. You know I love it. You got Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine, Devin Booker.
All right. Well, I'm starting Devin Booker. I'm benching Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine. If it was a dunk contest, you'd be picked, brother. But right now, you snip.
I'm starting Mr. Non-Teamwork Devin Booker. I'm benching Donovan Mitchell. I'm cutting Zach LaVine. Don't get me wrong though, Zach LaVine has improved a lot this year. But I can't start him. I would, but I can't. I just don't think he's on the level as those two yet, even though he does play better team ball than Mr. Devin Booker though.
All right, what's the next one?
Start, bench, cut.
Oh, that's easy. I'm starting Charles Barkley. I'm benching the Admiral. Karl Malone, you have been snipped.
I'm starting Charles. I'm benching Karl Malone. Bye-bye, David Robinson. You can get out of here. Start, bench, cut. Yeah, that's what I was waiting for you. Yeah, have some fun with this one.
I'm sorry. I'm starting Shaq. I'm benching Kobe. Kevin Garnett, I love you, man, but you got to go.
So I'm starting Kobe, benching Shaq. Bye, KJ. I'm sorry. I think it's the last one. You got Trey, Kimba, Russell. Start, bench, cut.
Oh, I'm starting Trey. I'm benching Russ. Kimba, You got to go. This ain't the step back you wanted.
I'm starting Russ, and I'm benching Trey, and then Kemba, you can go. We cut the same people, started different people each time. It's funny. All right. Do you think this is proper comparisons
Row
for
three?
past, present, future?
Not for row three. Hell no.
No, no Brandon Roy, C.J. McCollum, Devin Booker.
They ain't on Brandon Roy level. Hell no.
I mean, why not? Why
No.
ain't they?
Brandon Roy, and I'm a big Brandon Roy fan.
I am too. Don't get me wrong.
Shout out to Devon Stanfield. We are both big Brandon Roy fans, but them two guys ain't got nothing on Brandon Roy. Now Booker could if he was a little bit more aggressive. Now that day he put up 70 points. Yes, he was very aggressive, but they lost.
Hold up,
Brandon
but I've
Roy.
been trying to tell you that this man that he doesn't play team ball and he's soft.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say. Brandon Roy made everybody around him better to the point that Brandon Roy and one of my most favorite Brandon Roy games. I want to say it was the 2011 NBA playoffs
Yeah,
when the Miami Heat was supposed to win all of them, whatever. But this was the first round of playoffs. Portland was playing against the Dallas Mavericks.
I remember.
Dallas was down 23. They put Brandon Roy in the game off the bench. He
Yep,
plays point guard and brings them back from 23 down to beat the Dallas Mavericks at home in Portland.
I remember that. So
It
you
was
don't
just like
agree with that rule?
it was
Any other rule?
like CJ McCollum is good defensively, is a good team player, but it's been a while since I seen CJ take over a game. Like I think
Ah,
Brandon Roy can take over a game and he don't even have to score no points. You know what I'm saying?
ah. So, so are you so is that the only rule you don't agree with?
Yeah.
I don't agree with the Ben Simmons. I don't. No.
Nah, the
I
Ben
don't.
Simmons, that's spot on. Neither one of them three could shoot. They all had
No,
great.
I don't agree with that.
They all had. Neither one of them three could shoot. They all had great court vision. They all around the same height. They all, very smart players, but they none of them could shoot like that.
So here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. LeBron didn't shoot it. LeBron didn't shoot it first 2 to 3 years, maybe. He still worked on his shot, though. He had a post up shot. He had a mid range shot. Still, he couldn't shoot threes, yes, but he still took them. Ben Simmons doesn't even take them. Yeah, on the physical aspect, yeah, maybe. As player wise, absolutely not. Because LeBron was still putting up 26 a game. Still was putting up 25, 27. No, absolutely not. I can't give that a pass. As much as I love Ben Simmons, I can't give that a pass and say that he deserves this spot in the same conversation with them as the future is being LeBron James and Magic.
I
Absolutely not.
I think he does.
Another one I don't agree with is the Dirk and LaMarcus Aldridge and Porzingis. I no, they could have picked somebody else for the president. I mean, I guess as he shoots, he has a good shot, but somebody else could have got picked for the president. That's for sure.
Okay.
Everything else though, I'm fine with. We can see who the bottom
Yeah,
player is.
That Gilbert Arenas Dame Lillard joint. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, I like that one. The Colin Sexton, I give it a pass, I guess, but I ain't a big fan of that one either. But hey, we can go to the next one. We can go to the next one. I'm sorry. There we go. So, do you agree with this list right here? The best NBA player by year since the 2010s. Do you agree with that list?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess 2016, 2017, 2018. Is that the year he came back from his 3-1? I think
Yeah.
so. You
Three
got
one.
Kawhi. Yep. Okay. Point guards in the league by category. They said the best overall is Steph. They said best scoring is Steph. They said playmaker is Chris Paul. Rebound is Paul George. Defense is Patrick Beverly. Post D is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is now a power forward now, so he does not count anymore.
He should be playing point.
Nah, he a power forward, man. I want to hear.
They just put Shake Milton in there so they can get more 3-point shots out.
I know. I know. PG is I'm on. They said shooting guard. Shooting is Steph Curry. Handles is my boy Kyrie. Overrated is Kyle Lowry. I used to hate Kyle Lowry, but they give Kyle Lowry so much crap, and
Because he don't show up in the playoffs.
he showed.
Last year,
But he
Kawhi carried
last
him,
year.
and he showed up for a couple games.
Okay, so he showed up
Shout
in the
out to
finals.
Kyle Lowry, man. I love Kyle Lowry from Philly, but you gotta admit the reason that they made the trade from DeMar DeRozan to Kawhi Leonard is because DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry wasn't getting it done together because DeMar DeRozan couldn't carry the load by himself.
Here's the thing,
Kawhi
though.
Leonard can.
Here's the thing. Kyle Lowry showed up
Why they
last year.
beat the Sixers on that last minute shot with 3 boinks.
You love that shot, don't you?
Can't stand that picture.
You love that shot, don't you?
Every time I see that picture, I'll be wanting.
I'm gonna keep sharing it too. Every single year, you're gonna get so tired of me. Every single year, you're gonna notice that I share it every single year.
You're gonna get tired of me. You're gonna get tired of me when all my theories come right. Let you know that, all right?
I guess. Underrated is Chris Paul. I mean, I guess he's underrated because who he plays for now. I mean, what he's been doing. So I guess. Breakout Terry Rozier. I don't agree with that. On the decline is Michael Conley. I do agree with that. He's been on the decline this year. Impact Steph Curry. IQ Chris. I feel like it's kind of disrespectful. Clutch is Damian Lillard. And then the worst, I don't know who that is. Maybe you do. Do you know who that is? Anybody in the comments? If you do, let me know. Because I'm confused. I don't know who the guy is. And maybe I'm just overlooking him. But I think Kyrie, other than handles, he's definitely I think Kyrie is I want to say he's a better scorer, but I think it should be half and half. For sure. But all right.
You think Kyrie and Kevin Durant gonna get along and make this thing work?
Absolutely. I think they will. I think since they're best friends, it's gonna help them. Okay. They're best friends. I think that's gonna help. That's the only reason why, though. Like if they weren't best friends, then no, absolutely not. I would have think that this wouldn't work. It was gonna be a disaster. But no, they're best friends. I think this is definitely gonna work out for them. They're ready. They're excited to play with each other. Who do you think? Who goes down and is the better player if no injury?
T-Mac.
I'm going with T-Mac too, surprisingly, since you always think I hate the guy. Since you always think I hate the guy, I'm going with T-Mac. I think T-Mac definitely would have been the better player if he just wouldn't got injured. He still didn't win no daggone playoff series though, so let's be clear. So we got a couple more topics before we got Monday Night. We got a show coming on afterwards. But all-time underrated players. Manu Ginobili. Huh?
Manu was underrated?
I don't think he was. I think he was rated exactly where he should be. I think Draymond is rated exactly where he should be. Kevin McHale, I'll keep on this list. I think people don't appreciate Kevin McHale, how great he was as a player. Well, Charles Barkley. Huh?
He started off on the bench.
Yeah. Charles Barkley, I think he's rated where he should be. I think everybody that watches basketball knows how good Charles Barkley was.
I guess Clyde Drexler was underrated because he was second to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I mean I think that's the only reason why. I guess that's the reason why. I don't agree with the first two though for sure, and I would take Charles Barkley off because I think everyone knows how great Charles Barkley is though. I think that's for sure. So, tiers of NBA for next season. You think the Warriors don't compete for a title next year?
Yeah, the Warriors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do?
I think the Warriors are going to sneak around and get a nice big man in this draft to go along with their pieces, or they could go even crazier and get LaMelo Ball.
Come on now. Wait a minute. You know that they don't even value big man on their team.
Yeah, but they need one.
They're not going to get a big man. You know what they're going to do? I'm going to tell you exactly what they're going to do. That draft pick they're going to use, and some of those bench players that they have, because the young players they had didn't play that bad. They weren't winning games, but they played, and they can score. They're going to use that draft pick, and they're going to probably trade them 2-3 more draft picks, and they're going to trade for Giannis. And they're going to pair that man with Steph and Klay Thompson. And that's going to be their way back to the finals. Because if you're not stopping Steph, Klay Thompson, and Giannis, it's impossible. That's their way back to the finals. That's what they're going to do.
I think that they go get James. What is his name? James
Wiseman? You talking about James Wiseman from Memphis?
Yep, I think they go get James Wiseman from Memphis.
I just don't think they don't value big man enough for me to think that they're going to do that. As much as I would like them to get James, because I want them to. That's who I want them to get. So don't get me wrong. That's who I want them to get because I think James Wiseman is like really good. But they don't value big man enough to me for me to say, yeah, these guys are going to go get him. I just don't think they would. Okay. Top 5 overrated players. Do you agree with this?
Blake Griffin, most definitely.
You don't like Blake Griffin, though. Like, you don't like Blake Griffin for some reason. You need to stop. You need to stop hating on Blake, too. I don't know what he did to you. I agree with Blake Griffin being on here, though, as much crap as I'm talking. I don't agree with Kyle Lowry being on here. And Devin Booker either. I think Devin Booker should be on this list. I'm sorry. I just don't think because he's not a team player. That's literally the only reason why. I'm going to keep spouting that out of my mouth because he's not. And he's never going to make his teammates better until he figures out how to be a team player. You think Cat should be on this list?
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that. All right. Top 5 coaches in the league. What do you agree with this one? Anything you would change?
I think on a respect level, you got to put the bull on there from Toronto. Nick Nurse.
Yeah, Nick Kerr. Yep.
You got to put him on. I'm not putting Steve Kerr on there. Steve Kerr gets with the trash.
You ain't putting Steve Kerr on there?
If he was a top 5 coach, if they'd have made the playoffs this year, I would have had nothing to say about his coaching. He lost both of his star players. He lost 3 star players that he had last year and still made the playoffs. Nothing to say about his coaching. But right now,
wait.
He had the worst goddamn record in the league.
Wait, so you're not putting him in the playoffs because he didn't make the playoffs?
No. I'm not putting him as a top 5 coach because as a coach, you have to be able to get your team ready without your star players.
So Dennis,
that's why I don't have a problem with Eric Spoelstra being there because as a coach, he still gets his team ready without having his star players.
First of all, Eric Spoelstra is the second best coach. He's better than Greg Popovich right now too. Greg Popovich
is another one. Star players ain't playing. I could coach these boys up to get a win. Brad Stevens lost both of his star players in the beginning of the season. Lost this a couple years ago though. Lost what was it? Hayward, and he lost.
Yeah, I mean he lost Gordon Hayward. Yeah,
he lost Gordon Hayward. What was and he lost Kyrie in the same season. In the same season, lost both of them. Still made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't want to hear nothing about people who only rely on their star players.
So can I ask you? Wait. Can I? Let me ask you this. Who was the Warriors' best player this year? I can tell you who was the Warriors. I can tell you who the Celtics' best player that was year because they didn't lose Kyrie for the whole year. He was in and out. They lost him in the playoffs. Yes.
No, they lost Kyrie at the All-Star break.
No, he was in and out. He played at the end of the season. And then he got injured.
They lost him at the All-Star break. He had some strange injury with his knee or something.
Okay, even still, he still was playing, right? He still played for half of the season. So what I'm asking you is,
but he was done. You didn't have. Okay, listen.
Let me ask you this. Hold on. Answer.
This is why this is coaching, and I can't answer that question you just asked.
Wait. But
there's a difference because
we know, Dennis. We know that they have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown on that team, And they had Al Horford, if I'm not mistaken, that year too.
That don't mean that we knew that they was gonna make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
But hold on. You can't name me one player off that team other than Draymond Green that was playing this year, huh?
No, because to be honest with you, on this season, while I was watching basketball, they suck so bad I didn't want to watch them play.
But you wouldn't name a player anyway.
But if they were out there actually playing without the Steph and the Clay and the Kevin Durant, then I would have been like, oh man, this is something to watch.
Dennis, their whole team are rookies. You know that, right? Whole team full of rookies. Like whole team.
So you second
round. Hold on, wait. They're not rookies that just like were first round draft picks either. That was like number 4 or number 11 or number 12 or something like that. These are rookies that was drafted in the second round, Dennis.
That's cool. So you telling me the stars on the Celtics that year wasn't first and second year players?
On the Celtics that year?
That year, that was first and second year players that were stars on the Celtics that year.
The story that year was Jason Tatum because he was in the playoffs.
Jaylen Brown, and don't forget Terry Rozier.
Okay, so what?
Who nobody knew was going to be that good.
Okay, but wait. So what I'm saying is,
but when you coached up as Brad Stevens does, that's how you'll take a team from that ain't supposed to be nothing to being Eastern Conference Finals.
So that is what I'm trying to have you understand right here. And I get what you're saying. I get it. I understand. But what I'm trying to have you understand is there's a huge talent gap in what you just said. I'm going to name you this Warriors roster. I'm going to name it. And if you know the player, you tell me. You tell me once I name it. And if you know this player, say, hey, I know that player. And you tell me how good he is. Okay?
Let me hear.
Okay? Is that a good enough? Is that a good enough thing?
Yeah,
all right.
He's trying to save his coaching career. Come
on. All right. So, Cal Bowman. You know what that is?
Nope.
Damian Lee.
Daniel who?
Damian Lee.
No, I do know Damian Lee. Go ahead.
Is he good?
No, ain't none of them good.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Marquise Chris. Marquise Chris,
know him.
Kevin Looney. You know him.
I know Kevin Looney, number 5.
Yep. Michael Motor.
Michael Moore?
No. Motor.
No, Michael Motor, no.
No. Eric Pascal.
Yeah, we know Pascal.
Okay. Jordan Poole.
No, Jordan Poole.
You know him?
Yeah.
Is he good?
No.
Okay. Alan Smell. I can't even pronounce his man's last name. I know you don't know him.
Smell. Is that the boy with the afro?
No. That's not him. Juan Anderson.
Juan Anderson. Heard of him. Don't know him.
But not good, right? Andrew Wiggins. You know Andrew Wiggins.
We know Wiggins. They traded for Wiggins. Wait a minute. At the time, they had D'Angelo Russell, too. Hey, yo. Stop giving this boy all this credit, yo. I just thought about that. They had D'Angelo Russell to start.
So talk about. We all believe. Wait. So they had D'Angelo Russell to start with Damian Lee, Kevin Looney, and Eric Pascal, Juan Anderson. Are you telling me that's a good roster to play with and to coach with?
So you're not gonna say Draymond Green was on there?
Draymond Green was out and in.
So Draymond Green was there. So that means
he was out and in.
Wait, hold on. So that means they had 2 All-Star caliber players on that team, then, right?
Draymond Green is an All-Star, but when Kyrie, he's an All-Star. All right,
you got more excuses than somebody going to jail, man. If you love Steve Kerr that much, make him your uncle or something. Adopt him to your family. But I'm saying, when it comes to coaching, Steve Kerr ain't that guy. All right.
So are you telling me that Brad Stevens
is not a top 10 coach in NBA?
Hold on, wait. You tell me that Brad Stevens would have took that team that the Warriors had to the playoffs this year?
I'm telling you that Brad Stevens right now would have been in the bubble competing for a playoff spot with that Warriors team.
You think so with Jordan Poole, Eric Pascal?
I'm telling you that Brad Stevens would have been in the playoff.
You're a liar.
Competing for
You're
a playoff spot.
I'm not lying. Come on.
Not. They were because right now, what is it? Is it 11 teams in the West?
Yes.
Hell yeah. What was their record? What was
absolutely not?
What's Golden State record on there? What's Golden State record?
Let me look it up. That is absolutely not.
Tell me the difference between Golden State record and Portland record. Tell me the difference in wins.
The difference in wins is a lot. I think the only thing they only won like 13 games this year. 12.
There's 13 fucking games, and you got 2 All-Star caliber players on your team.
Two
That must
All-Star
be with the
caliber?
BS,
Are you
man.
kidding me? All right, so Draymond Green's a good
This
scorer.
BS, man.
Wait. Draymond Green's a good scorer.
Draymond Green is an All-Star, but there's
And
no
can he
you
score?
cannot take that
But
away from him.
Talk about can he score?
I actually about to score. Defense
No,
wins games. Defense wins games. Offense sell tickets, coach.
But you gotta score, right?
D'Angelo Russell can score.
But you gotta score, right? So one person? Dennis, one person? One person?
Okay. Wait. Let's just get this straight. It's only really one person.
Oh, Dennis, one person.
There's only one person that plays for Milwaukee. You can say what you want to about Chris Middleton.
Chris Middleton still averages 24 points a game.
There's only one person that plays for Milwaukee.
Dennis, that is
false. That you're scared of in Milwaukee.
Dennis, that is false. Chris Middleton still averages 24 points a game.
Oh my God! You know what? Like I said, you got more excuses than somebody.
I mean, but you get for Steve Dennis. So we acting like Chris Middleton doesn't average 24 points a game. I guess.
Hey, listen, he averages 24 points a game. Why does he average 24 points a game? Who was he playing with? Giannis.
So you're saying that Giannis is the reason why this man averages 24 points a game?
You see, he ain't leave when he was a free agent, right?
All right. So look, so boom. Let me knock the points down. He averages 21. Eric Bledsoe averages 15. Brook Lopez averages 11. That's 3 people in double digits. I mean, that's 4 people included, with 3 people including him in double digits.
Could you tell me about this Golden State Warriors? I ain't going there with Milwaukee. Tell me about this Golden State Warriors team that you give this high praise to with Steve Kerr when he got 4 All-Star caliber players to win championships, but when he won championships.
I'm about to say,
when he not winning championships and backs against the wall, and it's time for him to show up as a coach, he don't show up. He can win 13 games out of 60. Come on, man, miss me with the BS, man.
We're gonna move on. We got enough time for one topic. We're gonna have to agree to disagree. It is what it is. All-time overrated player.
BS for Steve Kerr, man.
All-time overrated players on this one. You agree with this?
Not really, man. I'm trying to figure out how is Magic Johnson overrated.
I'm trying to figure out the same thing.
How is Allen Iverson overrated?
I don't know how that is either. Even though I call Will Chamberlain a robot and he's fake, I don't agree with that either. I wouldn't even put Russell Westbrook on this.
Shout out to Will for still getting the Quanto Cinco.
Will's is still fake. He's a
still with the Quanto Cinco.
He is a creative player. All-time underrated. He's created. Like somebody went to the factory and made him. He's not real.
Kevin Garnett was underrated. Steve Nash was underrated at one point.
I don't think Steve Nash was underrated.
No,
I think
at one point, not when he won that MVP.
The MVP he didn't deserve.
Yeah, the one that he didn't deserve.
Yeah. Hakeem. No, he's not. Like, I don't know who made this, but he's not underrated. I do think Chris Paul's underrated. That's one person I'll keep on this list. Everybody else knows how great. Like, everyone knows how great KG is. Hakeem Olajuwon and Tim Duncan is.
Right. I agree with that.
All right, that's all we have for tonight, though, guys. We'll be back next week as always. We appreciate everyone tuning in. I don't know what Dennis was on tonight.
I don't know what you want to defend.
I don't know what Dennis was on tonight, but obviously he's been smoking something good, and we don't want none of that, you know. As always, though, you've been here with the Wicked Mr. Ignorant Thinker podcast himself. I think that's the reason why he was saying some of this stuff, because he was being an ignorant thinker, but it's okay.
I'm just keeping it. Listen, you know what? We're going to have this conversation again.
It's just like you with T-Mac and Yao Ming and KG, and you thinking KG can guard Kevin Durant. It's madness at times. It's madness, Dennis.
You know what? This is the vote. This is what we do. These are my theories versus yours, and I'm gonna come back with that Golden State. That I'm telling you.
We'll see. I mean, once again, I don't see how you think Brad Stevens can coach this Warriors team. Like, I just don't understand. It's mind blowing to me that you believe that. But once again, though, when Steve Kerr gets his team back next year and he gets his 2 superstars and 1 all-star back who can't score a point by himself.
No, don't forget the other all-star he got, Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins will be gone by next year. They're trading him in that first-round pick and a couple other first-round picks for Mr. Giannis Antetokounmpo for the win. Be prepared for the Warriors to go back to the finals. I've been saying it since Steph Curry and Klay Thompson got injured. I said the Warriors are going to win next year in the finals. I think they are going to. Steph Curry is going to get his fourth ring. He's going to surpass a lot of people. But
LeBron. Should I say it out loud?
Yeah, I was about to say that was the hand I was putting there when I said a lot of people, but it is what it is, you know. With that being said, though, we appreciate everybody tuning in as always. Thank you. It's been a great show. Be safe, be blessed. Love you guys.